All right. Welcome to the Almighty Lair, where we talk about hot sports topics, everything from football, basketball, boxing, UFC, and WWE. Um, Follow me and subscribe to all my major platforms: YouTube, Twitter, X, TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat at the Almighty Lair. They're all the same. Follow me all the way there. I know I'm doing my YouTube thing on my Almighty platform, but I will be shifting everything to the Almighty Lair soon. I just want to get established first on here, and then I'll be moving everything to the Almighty Lair sites: YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat. I've already made the profiles and everything, so you guys can go head over there and subscribe, follow, turn all the notifications on so you stay up to date with all my daily topics, because I will try to do something every day. And I might be talking about a topic that you want to join in on or just want to sit down and listen to. I'm Almighty Fenrir. So let's go ahead and dive into today's topics. Week 1, Titans and Broncos. Some of the things that I took away from this game, from the Titans side, is the game did not look too big for Cam Ward. A lot of times, um, a rookie quarterback will go in there and he'll look lost. You know what I'm saying? He will look completely different than what he looked like in college. And from what I've seen with Cam Ward, he still maintained a lot of poise. And that's one thing that people raved about with Cam Ward, is that the game, like he holds himself like, he's supposed to be there. I did see a lot of zip on his the balls that he was throwing. I could see the arm strength. So a lot of things that you've seen in college, at least physically, I did see in this game. So that's good. He did make a lot of good decisions with the ball when he was throwing it. He didn't throw any interceptions, so that's a good in the game. That didn't go their way, especially with a young team. You want to, find the good within the bad. So the game did not look too big for Cam Ward. He does look like he belongs. Of course, the team has a long way to go, but at least from week 1 and going against probably the best defense he's gonna go against. I don't know what the schedule is. I'll have to look at it. But the Broncos has one of the best defenses in football this year. I think they're going to be one of top 5 for sure. And you're going against a defensive player of the year in P2, PS2. So he more than well, looked like he belonged. Another thing that I seen is the O line. I really wanted to come on here and trash the O line, because man, that man was sacked so many times. Now, don't get me wrong, the O line does not get a pass because Cam Ward was in duress the whole game. But again, this is about finding the silver lining, finding the good in the bad. That O line, I had no idea, is super young. They have 2 first rounders on the O line. I believe their left tackle. No, let's see. I'm on the Madden, so I could easily look at it. I know their right tackle is a first rounder. This JC Latham, and then their left guard is a first rounder. So they have a young O line, and I think everybody outside of Zeitler are 35 years old. So or he's the only one that's 35. Latham is only 22. Zeitler's 35. The center, Cushenberry's 27. Their first rounder, Peter Skorsonsky, is 24, and then their left tackle, Dan Moore, is 26. So the line is fairly young, and the good thing about that is that the quarterback and the O-line can grow together. That's the one thing that, at least when the team is young and you're trying to build, because again, they picked first for a reason. They're bad, you know what I'm saying? So the good thing is that they can build together. They did again. They went against are going to be a most likely a top 5 defense this year. So, it's good to get that under your belt and you know, see what is in front of you. And that defense was hellacious. So you guys, the one thing about, eventually being one of these teams that you hope to be, you got to go through the fire. Tom Brady had to go through the fire. Peyton Manning had to go through the fire. Only person I really ain't seen have to go through the fire was Patrick Mahomes. He immediately found success. But Aaron Rodgers and Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, and was Josh Allen. You have to go through the fire, and if you are good enough, and if you are strong enough, at least mentally, you can find yourself on the other side, and hopefully, the scars that you have only make you guys stronger. So the O-line, hopefully they didn't do well, but they're young and hopefully they can build together. Where was the veterans on offense? That was the next topic that I had, that I one of the things that I pulled from there. Where was the veterans? Because I could have sworn Tony Pollard, he would have helped out in the run game. I could have sworn Ridley was going to be that guy, that number one. And I don't even know if Lockett played, because I don't know, but I looked at the stats and he put up a 0 burger across the thing, so I don't even know if he played or not. But for sure, Ridley and the run game was not there. And the one thing that you want to help your rookie quarterback is a run game and a good defense and a tight end. And it doesn't seem like he had any of that. One thing I usually do is put out the stats, and I didn't do that, so I'll do that right now. Cam Ward, 12 for 28, 112 yards, no touchdowns, no inners. Tony Pollard, 18 rushes for 60 yards on 3.3 average, no touchdowns. And he also led the team in receiving yards, 1 catch, 29 yards. Calvin Ridley, 4 catches, 27 yards off 6.8 average. So where were you guys? Like, was this an offensive game plan that does the offensive coordinator need to be, looked at, or is it the players just not executing? But Cam Ward is a rookie. He is a first-round rookie. And like I said, the one thing that you want to have for your rookie, being young and getting established, good defense, good run game, and a receiver that he can depend on, that's close to the ball, whether that's a slot receiver, that one possession receiver that he could depend on, or a tight end. And those numbers, where were you guys? And I did see Calvin Ridley. He had some really, really bad drops. And again, you're supposed to be that guy helping this kid out. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be that guy, because let's keep it real. Your best days are behind you. Let's keep it a buck. You're 30 years old. Your best days were behind you. And the thing is that on offense, whereas, the O-line is very young, Ridley is 30. Tyler Lockett is 32. Vance Jefferson, did you play? It doesn't look like you caught anything. He's 29. Okonkwo was third in receiving, and he had 19 yards off 3 catches. He's he's a younger guy, but where were you guys? Like, I would have thought at least bro would have had a better day than 112. And then the leading receiver, who didn't do that well, was also the leading rusher, was the leading receiver. You know what I'm saying? So the leading rusher who didn't have a great day was the leading receiver. Like that like you guys did not help that young guy at all. Cam Ward, if you guys want to see him even finish the season, you guys got to help out because one, if you don't want that man to get beat up, that offensive line, you guys got to gel together and you guys got to gel together fast because he's not going to survive the season getting hit as many times as he did. That man was getting hit all type of ways. So he's not going to survive the season if he keeps getting hit that much. He only got sacked 6 times. Let's not even talk about how many times he actually got hit. So, and the offense, you guys got to help him out. You guys got to help him out. I'm not telling you guys that you guys got to have 2 100-yard receivers and you know, and Pollard got to go off for 100, but you guys got to help him out. There's no way in the world that the leading rusher is also the leading receiver, and then even the leading receiver numbers were terrible. Like here, and again, you guys went against the Broncos, who don't really have any star power on all defense. Well, you guys went against their defense, so yeah, they do have some star power and you know PS2, but and they did have a top 5 defense. So I mean, never mind, I guess on that, but I just feel like you guys didn't help him enough. You guys got to help young guy out, or you guys are gonna have a long season and we'll be picking top 5, top 3 in the draft again. And if I was picking top 3 in the draft, I'd be picking on this side, which I'm about to speak on. The defense did well, but lacked star power. I might end up picking a receiver if I'm picking in the draft, and I'm picking bro out of Ohio State, the receiver Smith, I believe his name is. Cam Ward needs a Smith on this team because right now he does not have a Smith on his team. But if I could not get a receiver in the first round, I'll be trying to get on this defense because again, the defense did well but lacked star power. Simmons is probably their best player, along with probably Snead. Snead is he's a good corner. I'm not gonna sit there and say that he's bad, but he's not mentioned among the elites. But he's a good corner. 28 years old. He's a good corner. But Simmons is probably their best player, and he plays defensive tackle, and he's not even mentioned with the great D tackles. Now, again, Madden gets things wrong a lot, but let's just at least just from Madden's standpoint, right? And again, I said they get some things right, they get some things wrong. The best D tackle they have is Dexter Lawrence, followed by Chris Jones, Derek Brown, Cameron Hayward, Matabuke, Vita Vea. Simmons comes in at number 7, right? Then I look right under him. You have Quentin Williams. I'm taking Quentin Williams over Simmons every day. Then I will put Simmons at 8. Then under him, you got Jalen Carter. I'm taking Jalen Carter over Simmons, which would put Simmons at 9, right? So, and after him, then you got Christian Wilkins, Buckner, Jonathan Allen, and Leonard Williams, and then Zach Allen. So, if I was being nice, he'd be the 9th best D tackle. So, and that's not like saying like that's like super bad, but what I'm also saying is that when you have the 9th best D tackle who is not even known for being a pass rusher, and the player outside of him, the only best person is a corner who's not great, but he's solid, then it's like you need other help. You need the safeties. Safeties are not that great. Linebackers are not that great. So you got Barton. I don't even know who the heck Cedric Gray is. I mean, you got Sweat. Don't know who he is really. He has not really shown him. He's a young guy, but now Arden Key has been bounced around the league so much, and he has never had more than 6.5 sacks. And he's going into his 7th year, and he's 29. And then you got DeMonte Jones, who used to play for the Broncos, and he has had, again, no more than 6.5 sacks in his career as well. So there's nothing on that defense that really scares you. Like I said, just Jeffrey Simmons is a good defensive tackle, and he's really good in the run game. But outside of that, like, there's nothing that he really brings to the table. I mean, he'll give you a little push, every now and then. But as far as sacks, I mean, his best sack year was 8.5, and that was in 2021. Last year, 5 sacks. Year before that, 5.5. Year before that, 7.5. And his best year was 8.5. But, 5, D tackles nowadays are putting up 10, 11, 12 sacks, and he's got 5. So again, he's a specialist. He's a run defense. He's a run stopper specialist. So, he does what he does well. But if you're looking for, some defensive help, it's just not there. And again, like I said, Snead is solid. You know what I'm saying? He's a solid corner. But his best year last year, he didn't even record an interception. The year before that with Kansas City, he had 2. Year before that, 3. Then he had 2 before that, and he had 3 before that. So he's never had more than 3 interceptions. So you can attribute that to, most lockdown corners don't see the ball coming their way, but no one has even uttered that Snead is even a top 10 corner. You might, and he might be, and if you do, he's hovering around 9 or 10 if you have him in your top 10. So they need some help on defense. You definitely need a pass rusher, because I don't see where the sacks are going to come from on this defense. There's nobody that I'm like trying to slide the line to. There is no defensive help. There's no pass rusher in there. That there is no Aaron. There is no TJ Watt. There is no Michael Parsons. There is no Myles Garrett on this defense. So there's nobody that stops you. That's going to put pressure on you. And then the linebackers, like I said, there is no Ray Lewis. There is no, Warner. There is no Roquan Smith. And then, like I said, the safeties, all older guys. Xavier Woods is 30, Diggs 32, strong safety. You got Hooker, who's been mostly almost a backup most of his career. And, I think last year he started. But, he had 5 picks last year. So like I said, last year, I think he started, but before that, one in there. He had 4 in 2020, and then, none. And so he's an okay safety, not even a good to great safety. He's just okay. So again, in order for Cam Ward to, be good and get the best out of his abilities, one, you're going to have to surround him with some talent, because right now he has no talent around him. None on the offensive side. None. You're nothing. He has nothing offensively to work with. So if you can't at least help him on offense, protect him, I would rather that man sit back there and take 30 seconds to throw the ball because he's greatly protected than us to have some burners on the outside and you can't, even deliver the ball well. So priority number 1, the blocking has to get better. Like I said, I know that the offensive line is young, but that man will not survive the season if he keeps getting hit the way he does. Running game, and just overall the offensive um veterans. You guys got to help him out. You guys got to help him. If you're hoping that your franchise starts to turn that leaf and starts to become a more respectable team, you got to help your quarterback. You got to help him out, because right now he's just getting beat up and it's only the first game of the season. And again, on defense, I don't really know what to say. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like there's no one on that team that literally scares you. You have a run defender. Cool. Where's the pass rush coming from? Where's the linebacker putting him into place and gonna, knock the ball loose? Where's the corner that's gonna lock stuff up? Where's the safety that's gonna put a big hit on a receiver coming across the middle and you just don't want to throw to a certain side because he's gonna ball hawk it? Honestly, I feel like, again, as I've said in all the videos that I've done so far, it's week 1. So maybe they'll jail and maybe they'll get it together. Like I said, I'm not going to go out on a limb and sit there and just, oh, they suck. I'm not going to go that far. But what I'm saying is that week 1, you guys got to get it together and fast, because like I said, if not, that boy won't make it to the rest of the season, and you guys will be picking top 3 in the draft again. So, not really much to say for the Titans this year. Everything else pretty much is just building block material. Hopefully, the young O-line, they can gel together. Hopefully, Cam Ward can build upon. He has tremendous confidence. So hopefully, he can build upon that confidence, and the running game gets a little bit better. Hopefully, Calvin Ridley remembers that he's there to help the rest of the wide receiver room, but also help Cam Ward. And I don't even know what to say for the defense. Like at least I said, like, hey, Ridley, can you help him out? And hopefully, that running game, hopefully that running game with Pollard can, get something, because Pollard, as quiet as it kept, have had like 3 1,000 consecutive 1,000-yard rushing years. So, hopefully he can get it. Defense, man, there's no hope. I'm not unless somebody becomes something I've never seen. I don't see it. So, but the good thing is you play in a division that's not that great. The Colts did their thing, but any team led by Daniel Jones is probably going to lose anytime soon. The Tennessee Titans, we'll see what they can do. They have a good quarterback, but we'll see what happens with them. And then you have the Jacksonville Jaguars, who nobody believes in. So we'll see. Like I said, the good thing is you play in a division that's not that great. So we'll see. But yeah, it doesn't look too good for the Titans right now from game 1. But again, everything is building blocks. So I guess that's the good that you can take out of the bad, is that you guys are young, and hopefully you guys, take these wounds and you guys build together. You get that camaraderie, you get that trust, and you guys can maybe be something maybe in another 2 or 3 years. But this year, like I said, off game 1, doesn't look good. Does not look good. But that's all I got for today. Hope you guys enjoy. In the comment section, let me know what you agree, what you agree with, what you disagree with. If you want to debate me about the team and my takes, go ahead. We can debate. Write your comments in the or your thoughts in the comment section. Also, again, follow me on all social media, which is Twitter, X, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and even YouTube at The Almighty Lair. I know for a fact I am on my Almighty page right now, but I am trying to establish my brand on this podcast, on the channel that I've already been using for gaming and stuff like that. And I'm going to eventually transfer it over to the the Almighty Lair page. So go ahead and go to the Almighty Lair now, subscribe to it, put the notifications on. I will be dropping videos daily. And yeah, I just appreciate you guys for tuning in. You can be tuning in to anybody else, but I'm happy you guys are tuning in with me to get my thoughts and what I think about, said teams. And like I said, let's have some fun with this. I appreciate you guys. Love you. And see you on the next video. Oh, one thing before I leave. So I've noticed that I've been doing team by team when I'm breaking down these the teams. It is a lot of work, and it's just me, and I still work. Hopefully, one day I could do this full time, and all my time would just be me chatting with you guys and stuff. But until then, I do work, and stuff is, I am busy with a lot of different things. So instead of me breaking down just team by team, I'll do game by game. I'll still put everything into its own file. So like if you are a Niners fan, a Saints fan, I'll still put like a file together where it's just Saints, where it's just Niners. So if you are a Niner fan, you can go into the Niner thing and I talk everything Niners in there. But I think me just going team by team, I think that is a lot of work. So I will, from this will be the last video that I do just team by team. Every video after this will be game by game, and I'll give my analysis on both teams. But like I said, I still will create folders to where if you like a certain team and you want to just hear about your team, I'll have that. And then, like I said, I'll be doing things. Like I said, if you like the Saints, the Niners, anything like that. Say, for instance, if you like the Saints, right? And eventually I'm gonna do like, what do I feel like the Saints need to do be better? What they need to do better on offense, what they need to be doing on defense, who they should attack in free agency, who should they get in the draft. I'll look at their stats on Madden. I'm like, did they get it right? Is there a player that's overrated? Is there a player that's underrated? That's just, and things of that nature and stuff like that. So I still would do things for all of the teams individually, but I just think when it comes down to the games and it's just me, just one person, and the fact that I still work and stuff like that, it's really hard for me to you just do one team, 30 teams, 30 videos in one day, and just by myself. It's just not possible, at least not right now. So, but thank you guys for going through these changes with me. I'm still gonna do my best to give you my best insights on teams and give you my honest, authentic view. But just doing 30 videos or whatever like that, that's just too much for me. So I will do them from now on. I'll do game by game and just the team right there. But like I said, I still will compact all the teams into their own individual files and folders. But again, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. Love you. Follow me on all my social media. Get there before everybody else does, so people don't call you a bandwagon once it actually do pop off. Because hey, man, I got 18K and growing on my gaming channel, or trying to do bigger numbers on my sports channel. So let's get in and let's not let people think that we're just bandwagon people. Y'all been here from the jump, from the beginning, and you guys helped me become what I think I can be. And so, like I said, let's enjoy the ride while we're in the midst of it. Appreciate you guys. Love you. See you on the next video.